Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome to the video. I hope everybody is doing great today. Yesterday was an awesome day in the Overwatch League. We had some good sets. We saw Seoul Dynasty take on the Dallas Fuel. It was a very close game. It was exciting throughout. The second set was the Los Angeles Valiant, San Francisco Shock. They went head to head. It was very close all the way to the end. And then in the last set, we saw the Los Angeles Gladiators take on the Shanghai Dragons. Overall, it was a great day in the Overwatch League. We're going to talk about that. We're going to recap every single game. And we're also going to talk about the new hero that was announced yesterday. Her name is Brigitte or Brigitte. You guys know I don't pronounce things right all the time here. I think it is Brigitte because that's what I heard Jeff say in the developer update. So we're going to go with that in this video. Today we're just going to touch on it a little bit. I will be doing a full video about Brigitte and how I think she will impact the future meta in Overwatch League once I've had some more time to look at her abilities, try to understand the hero at a higher level. That way I can give you guys the best understanding possible. But like I said, today we will still touch on it and we'll check out what Brigitte is going to bring to the table. And if you guys are new here, please do consider subscribing to the channel. We drop Overwatch League videos every single day. The content is through the roof. Drop a like, drop a sub, and let's go ahead and hop into it. Alright, so let's start off with her abilities. First, we have the Rocket Flail. It's her left click. It's similar to a Reinhardt hammer. You swing it, whoever's in front of it gets hit. It doesn't do as much damage, but it swings faster. Her next ability is her right click. It's called Barrier Shield. It's similar to Reinhardt's shield, but it's a lot smaller, but it works basically the same way. It slows her down when she has it up. It can be broken. Once it's broken, it regenerates health after a couple seconds. Again, very similar to the Reinhardt shield. Her next ability is Shield Bash. So when her shield is up, she can dash a small radius, kind of similar to a Tracer Blink. It does 50 damage and it stuns an enemy. Her next ability is Whip Shot, which is her shift. It's on a 4-second cooldown. It's a similar range to a Roadhog hook. You throw it out, but instead of hooking people, you hit them and it kind of knocks them back. So say Winston jumps in the air and is coming towards you. If you hit him when he's mid-air, it'll push him back and completely negate his jump. Her next ability is Repair Pack. It is her E. It's on a 6-second cooldown, and it's a quick heal. It works like a Zenyatta orb. You put it on your teammate, and it will heal them for 150 health. What's cool about this ability, though, if your teammate is missing only like 75 health, it will over-heal them and give them a shield that lasts up to 5 seconds, up to 75 armor. Her next ability is her ult, which is called the Rally. It is a 7-meter radius, which is very small, kind of like a Tracer Blink. It increases Brigitte's speed, and then it adds 150 armor to herself and allies nearby. The movement speed lasts up to 10 seconds, and also for these 10 seconds, every 1 second it will add 30 armor, and it caps up to 150. One cool thing is the armor will last until it is damaged. Her last ability is her passive, and it's a heal. When she does damage with her Rocket Flail or Whip Shot, it will heal her and her allies at 16 HP per second. So those are her abilities overall. I know I did go through it pretty quickly, but there is a screenshot so you guys can pause the video and read all the abilities yourself. Basically, overall, I think this character provides a lot of utility, especially when it comes to engaging and disengaging. She can either counter dive or initiate dives. It's a very unique hero, something we haven't seen in the game yet. She is classified as a support, but I do believe she is more of a tank support role, where instead of always sitting in the back line, we can see Brigitte going in forward, engaging team fights, and just being in the thick of things. She has 250 health, which 50 of it is armor, which is more than any of the other supports in the game. And because of this, I think it's really up in the air how Brigitte will be used. I do think she will make a big impact on the meta and will be a crucial part of it. She can keep teammates alive. She has a shield. She has a lot of mobility. There's a lot of cool things you can do with her shield bash. I haven't played the hero yet at all. I've only seen a few Reddit clips and read the abilities. As I said, I'm going to spend the next few days looking at the hero and getting more in-depth and detailed, and I'll have a good video out over the weekend for you guys when the Overwatch League is not going on. I'll talk completely about her, how I think she will change the meta, where I think she fits in, and that's it for this segment, guys. Let me know if you enjoyed it, and also let me know what you think about this hero. And let's go ahead and hop into the games from yesterday, starting off with the Dallas Fuel and the Seoul Dynasty. Wow, this was a great set. I really was hoping it would be close. I had a feeling it would be, and it most definitely was. The first map was the only one that was kind of a blowout. It did go in the favor of Seoul Dynasty. Their attacks were amazing. They had 6 minutes left after their first run. They dealt with AKM and XQC very well. They didn't allow AKM to have the free reign that he was used to. XQC was jumping in and he was getting blown up very quick. He was not able to create much space, and because of this, Seoul Dynasty had an amazing defense, and then their attacks were amazing as well, so this led to a very convincing win on Hanamura. But like I said, this was the only map that wasn't close at all. The next one was Nepal, and damn, this was a good map to watch. We had 99-99 both of the first 2 rounds. They went back and forth. I had no idea who was going to win. Dallas Fuel were able to pull it out in the first round, and it looked like they were going to be able to pull it out in that second round, but Seoul Dynasty came back in that last second team fight, and they took it away from Dallas Fuel, forcing that last round where they did win 100-0. Unfortunately, I was hoping for another 99-99, which would have been crazy. We haven't seen many 3-round 99-99s. But hey, overall, Nepal was an extremely close map. Dallas Fuel definitely gave themselves a good opportunity to win this map. Unfortunately, though, they weren't able to get anything going on Shrine. Seoul Dynasty just randomly looked like they were on a whole nother level that round, and they took the map 2-1. Moving on to Hollywood, damn, this was the AKM show. AKM went off on Hollywood. He once again pulled out that Pharah, which does seem like a pocket play from the Dallas Fuel, and it was amazing. He went 10-0 on Pharah when he was running it on Hollywood streets. Absolutely insane. He also went 11-5 on Soldier, so AKM was doing mad work for the Dallas Fuel on this map, and he was the main reason why they were able to pull it out. It was close, back and forth the entire time. So starting off the Seoul Dynasty, they had a great attack on first. They capped it basically right away. Then on second, Dallas Fuel put up a great defense. That's where they busted out the Pharah. AKM was looking phenomenal on it. The Seoul Dynasty were able to cap it in overtime, and then they didn't get it very far on the third phase, and Dallas Fuel overall had a great defense. On their attack, it was somewhat similar, just a little bit better than Seoul Dynasty though. They took first right away, they got held on second a little bit, but were able to push it through with some time. And then on the third phase, XQC had an awesome play on Winston. He was able to boop away Seoul Dynasty and force them to C9 the cart. This made the series 2-1 in favor of Seoul Dynasty. The last map of the series was Route 66, and it was very close. Just like Hollywood and Nepal, it basically went down to the wire. One last team fight. Dallas Fuel did look like they were going to take it. It seemed like they were up in kills, but the spawn was just too close for Seoul Dynasty. They kept coming out, they kept staggering, and eventually they were able to pick off the Dallas Fuel one by one, and it led to a win for Seoul Dynasty. Overall, it was a pretty close set. It was basically how I called it. I predicted that the Seoul Dynasty would win, but I also did say it would be a really close set, and the Dallas Fuel definitely had a chance to get some maps. Overall, it was a very exciting set to watch. I do think there were some problems with the tanks on Dallas Fuel once again. It did seem like XQC and Mickey died a little too much in this set. Of course, though, that is the price you pay when you play that extra aggressive style. The Seoul Dynasty did punish that aggressive play, and I understand that is the game plan for the Dallas Fuel. They want to play aggressive, they want to create that space for AKM, but the Seoul Dynasty just completely understood that was their game plan, and they shut it down. They were killing XQC very quickly, taking him out of the fights really early on. He wasn't really able to jump in and then get out. It was just jump in and die, and that only created space for a limited time for AKM, and he wasn't quite able to do what he did last week against the Los Angeles Gladiators. On the other hand, Miro actually looked very good for Seoul Dynasty. I've been impressed from him so far in Stage 2. If he keeps playing like this, the Seoul Dynasty are going to be a top tier team going into the Stage 2 playoffs. And that's basically it for this set. Again, it was very close, an exciting one to watch. And let's move on to the next one, which was the San Francisco Shock and the Los Angeles Valiant. This is another set very similar to the one that we just talked about. It was close. In the end, the Los Angeles Valiant did look like the better team, but San Francisco Shock did have a chance at winning the set. Starting off on Volskaya, the San Francisco Shock actually looked pretty damn good. They were running Dante on Sombra, which is one of his specialties. He's a great Sombra. He's been playing it for a very long time. Something in his back pocket that in the future meta with these Sombra buffs could help San Francisco Shock a lot. We did see the San Francisco Shock come out in Volskaya. They had a 4-minute advantage after their first attack, and Valley didn't cap with any time left. So this gave San Francisco Shock 4 minutes to cap the first tick on the first point. And of course, as the San Francisco Shock always do, in these moments where they get themselves big advantages, they almost throw it away. Fortunately though, in this game, they were able to get that first tick, but it was looking very scary. They almost didn't get that first take, and if they didn't, it would have been devastating for them, and I'm pretty sure the rest of the set would have been a complete stomp if that would have happened. But like I said, fortunately, they were able to pull it out, and you saw the sigh of relief on their faces after they did, and San Francisco Shock took an early lead in this set, 1-0. Then we moved on to Lijiang Tower, and this map was a complete whitewash for the Valiant. San Francisco Shock didn't do very good at all. They barely got any percentage on either of the maps. Kariv looked pretty good. Soon was looking good. Overall, just Los Angeles Valiant looked like a much better team on Lijiang Tower, which took us to the third map, Kings Row, which was a very exciting map. It basically went down to one of the last team fights possible. The San Francisco Shock made a huge mistake, though, on their overtime attack. They C9'd the point. If they would have just capped the point, they would have been in an amazing position to take this map, and I honestly think they would have. But unfortunately, they just left the point and didn't finish capping it, leaving them at about 81%, and the Valiant, they did end up capping in their overtime, giving them the win in this map, and put them up 2-1 in the set. Moving on to the last map, Gibraltar, another extremely close one. Both teams pushed all the way through. They capped with time, and this forced an overtime round. On San Francisco's overtime push, they did a really good job. They got it halfway through second. It looked like they were in a good position to win this map. And then on the Valiant's attack, it was very similar. They had a good push in overtime. They got it to second, and it went down to the very last team fight. It was overtime, and the Valiant just edged the San Francisco Shock out a little bit, and they took the map and the series 3-1. And it was a very close set. It could have gone in the San Francisco Shock's way, just like the first set could have gone in the Dallas Fuel's way. San Francisco Shock definitely put themselves in a position where they could have won the set. So overall, two really good games so far. I was definitely happy with the outcome of these two sets. They were very close. Exciting to overwatch all around the board. Something I do want to point out about this San Francisco Shock and LA Valiant game, Kariv popped off. I mentioned this in one of my videos last week. Dogman pointed out, why is Los Angeles Valiant running Kariv? Some people backed him up and said, wow, it doesn't make sense. They have Grim Reality, they have Silk Thread, Agilities. Why are they running Kariv? What a waste. Well, guys, Kariv put up today 62 and 28, plus 34 on the stat line. He absolutely popped off, and his Widowmaker looked amazing. He went toe-to-toe with Baby Bay, 23 and 4 overall in the entire set. What an animal. Kariv looked like a beast in the set. I'm very impressed with him. 9 and 3 on the McCree. His Soldier looked good. Pharah looked good. Very flexible. So it looks like the Los Angeles Valiant know what they're doing with Kariv. And that was basically it for this set. Los Angeles Valiant, they looked pretty good. Kariv, shining star. And let's move on to the last set. So this wasn't really that close of a match at all. The Los Angeles Gladiators just looked a lot better than Shanghai in this set. It was unfortunate because it did seem like the Shanghai Dragons were improving a little bit and that they would give Los Angeles Gladiators somewhat of a fight. One thing to note about the Los Angeles Gladiators, they look very good against the teams that they are better than, like the San Francisco Shock, Florida Mayhem, Shanghai Dragons. Whenever they play those teams, they completely roll them and they look really damn good. But then when they go up against teams that are just a little bit better than them, like the Dallas Fuel, Boston Uprising, Los Angeles Valiant, they get completely rolled. It's definitely something interesting about them, and I'm not sure what the problem is for them. I know they recently brought in Fisher. There could be some communication errors, but this dates back all the way from week 1, stage 1. Hopefully, though, this game is a sign that they are improving. Fisher is building his synergy with the team, and their cohesion is getting better. Another thing to note, though, the Los Angeles Gladiators in this set, for some reason, are running Surefour on Genji now. And I mentioned this in my video yesterday, what I think they need to work on, and I highlighted that the DPS players of the Los Angeles Gladiators really need to focus in on a specific role. It always seems like they're swapping it up so much. They'll have Hydration in, he's playing Genji, then Surefour the next set, then Surefour is on Tracer, then they have Asher on Tracer. It's like they're trying to flex them all so much. They're on off tanks, they're on every DPS hero. They need to focus on Hydration being their projectile, Surefour being their hit scan, and Asher being their Tracer one trick. Once they do this, I think the Los Angeles Gladiators will step up a level in skill, and they'll be able to compete with the Houston Outlaws, the Boston Uprisings, the Philadelphia Fusions. Until then, though, I think they're going to continue to struggle against some of those teams. That being said, they do have Seoul Dynasty coming up this week, and there is a potential for them to pick up some maps. And you never know, with the Overwatch League, anything can happen. The Los Angeles Gladiators could come out and win this set. It's all up in the air, it really is. But there's not too much to talk about this set. The Shanghai Dragons, they didn't look that good. As for Fisher, the guy's an absolute god. He's been playing so good for the Los Angeles Gladiators. He really is what they needed in that main tank role. So if they do fix some of these other issues I mentioned, I think the Los Angeles Gladiators could end up improving and being one of the better Western teams in the league. And overall, it was a good day in Overwatch League. I did go 3-0 my predictions this week. I think that puts me at 13-2 overall for this stage. Not bad, not bad. Let's see if we go undefeated this week. And thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate every single one of you. If you're new here, please consider dropping a sub. I do upload videos every single day about the Overwatch League. Also, follow Team Kungarna on Twitter, guys, at team_Kungarna. You can stay updated with all the Contenders Trials news and Kungarna information. Be sure to like this video, and I'm out of here, guys. Peace.